Welcome back, everyone. For the last few episodes, we've been diving into the fact that behavior is a signal, not a problem. We've talked about how stress responses are like animal instincts. We've talked about what challenging behavior really means. And we've looked at a few tools that work better than consequences and better than punishment. Today, I want to talk about something every parent knows too well: the moments when your child's behavior pushes every last one of your buttons. You know those moments: the yelling, the refusal, the big meltdown, the big emotions. And suddenly you feel yourself teetering right on the edge, too. I've been there so many times, y'all. Today, I'm going to share some practical ways to handle those moments differently, because that way doesn't work. The new ways bring more steadiness for you and more safety for your child, and sometimes safety for you as well. This is something that you can use next time things feel really intense at home. Here's the truth: most of the time, when our kids are melting down, it feels personal. It feels like defiance, disrespect, maybe even rejection or hurt. But here's what I've learned, and what I remind myself often throughout my parenting: behavior isn't the problem. I know it feels like it, but it isn't the problem. It's the signal. When my kid yells, "I hate you," or refuses to do what I ask, it's not really about me. It's about their nervous system saying, "I'm overwhelmed. I'm not okay. I need your help." Still, that doesn't mean that I don't feel it in my body. My chest gets tight. My jaw gets clenched. My own nervous system gets pulled into that storm too. That is the way we are wired. That's why we snap, yell, or shut down, not because we're bad parents, but because we are human. I really want you to hear me on that. We don't snap because we are bad parents. We snap because we are human. So the first thing I want you to know is, when your child's behavior pushes your buttons, your reaction is a nervous system response too. It's not weakness. It's not bad parenting. It's biology, folks. Biology. Here's a tool that you can try the very next time things feel heated: the pause and anchor. Sounds really simple, right? But it's one of the hardest and most powerful things we can do. So very hard in the moment sometimes. But I promise you, I'm living proof of how powerful it is and how you can shift into this type of response. The pause means before you respond, before you say a thing, before your facial expression or your tone says a thing, you're just going to take a beat. Just take a deep belly breath. Maybe you put your hands on your chest. Inhale, exhale. Maybe you even take a step back so that you're not so close to your child and in their space. Why does that work? It's so simple. Why does that work? Because when you pause, you're interrupting the automatic stress loop between you and your kid. Instead of two nervous systems spiraling, you create space for one of you to settle. And let me just tell you, that one has to be you first. It has to be you first. You're the adult. You're the one with the practice. It is you first. I like to use a simple reminder for myself: slow is safe. I just tell myself, slow is safe. If I can slow my voice, if I can slow my body, if I can slow my reaction, then it's going to signal safety to my kid. Even if they're still yelling, even if they're still shut down and not engaging, even if nothing at all changes in the moment, it is still signaling safety. And here's the real shift, guys: the pause isn't about controlling your child. It's about grounding yourself. I know in those moments you feel like it has to be about controlling your child and controlling their behavior, but it is actually about grounding yourself. That is what's needed first. Now, once you've paused, the next step is to reframe the behavior. Instead of asking, "Why is my kid being so difficult?" try asking yourself, "What is my child's nervous system trying to tell me? What is it signaling? This doesn't mean that you're excusing hurtful behavior. It means that you are looking underneath it, that you know there's more to it. Let's look at an example. A slammed door might be a signal of, I feel powerless. Refusing homework might signal, this is too hard and I'm ashamed. Talking back might really mean, I don't feel seen or heard right now in this moment. When you make these mental reframes, you shift from judgment to curiosity. And that curiosity opens the door for connection. I can't promise you that your child is suddenly going to say, thank you for seeing me, mom. Wouldn't that be nice, right? But I can promise you'll feel steadier, and that steadiness changes everything. Your energy controls the interaction. Okay, so let's say that you've paused, you've anchored, you've reframed, but the moment still went off the rails. Maybe you lost it and yelled. Maybe your child shut down completely. Here's what I want you to know. Repair matters more than perfection. Repair matters more than getting it right every single time. So you can go back later. You can say, hey, I wish I had handled that differently. I got overwhelmed too. Can we try again? Think about how that feels in your body for a moment. Repair isn't about taking the blame for your child's behavior. It's about modeling honesty and regulation. You're showing them we can get upset, we can get really messy, and we can still come back together. We're still a team. That's the skill that your child is needing the most, not perfection, repair. So let's recap. When your child's behavior pushes your buttons, first, pause and anchor. You want to interrupt the stress loop and regulate your nervous system. Second, reframe. Shift from the thought of bad behavior to signal. What is it signaling? And then third, repair. When things go off the rails, when things break, when they don't go the way that you wish they had, come back together. These are small, doable steps, folks, and they add up to much bigger change and transformation, because parenting isn't about never losing it. It's about building a relationship where you and your kid both feel safe enough to come back and to try again. Before I wrap up, I just want to remind you of this. You are not failing just because your child struggles. You are not failing because you sometimes lose it with your kid. You are human and your child is human, and both of you are learning. One of the quotes, the anchors that I used to lean into constantly when my kid was younger and things were more challenging was, when you know better, you do better. When you know better, you do better. Give yourself grace, be kind to yourself, because you are doing the best you know how to do right now. And you are here listening and learning to do better. That's all anyone can ask. So next time the behavior feels impossible, try the pause and anchor, try the reframe, and trust that repair is enough. Until next time, I will see you again soon. Take good care.